Taoiseach, a projected budget surplus of up to 16 billion has been announced next year. That's in addition to the 8 billion surplus for last year and 10 billion this year. You have all of this money to solve the housing disaster, and somehow your problem is spending it. We know the Housing Minister has failed to spend more than 1 billion of his budget. He tried to bury more bad news yesterday. The targets for social and affordable housing were missed yet again last year. You missed your affordable housing targets by nearly 60%. Just 1,757 affordable homes were delivered in 22, and that's out of a Paltry target of 4,100. To make matters even worse, that 1,757 figure has been messaged to include homes that are not affordable. This is gross incompetence and epic failure by any standard. Under this government, people on average incomes have no hope of buying or even renting their own home. Taoiseach, you said when you became Taoiseach you wanted to take ownership of housing. Have you already done that? And if not, could you tell us when you intend to do so?
Taoiseach.
Yeah, thanks, Deputy. I don't know where you get your information from. Like, there isn't a week that passes that you don't try to put some words into my mouth. I've never said that I was going to take ownership over housing. I've never made that statement. I'm the head of government. I'm the Taoiseach. And I take leadership of the government, and I work with ministers on every single matter. And we'll be working very closely with Minister O'Brien on this. It's absolutely a priority for government. But the suggestion that I was going to somehow take ownership of it or take it off the Minister is simply not the case, Deputy. And it's just one of, I don't know how many examples now that I've been misquoted or misrepresented by the Deputy. And it is not honest politics to engage in that, in my view. In relation to the housing budget this year is 4.5 billion euros. It is the highest ever. We spent more on housing last year than any year in history. The reason why there is an underspend is because we're struggling to spend the huge budgets that we're allocating to housing, and we're working on actions this year to reallocate money earlier within housing to make sure that it gets spent. But let there be no doubt, there is no lack of money, no lack of political will, and no lack of care, concern or compassion when it comes to dealing with the housing crisis. The constraints are other ones, and I can go into them perhaps another time.
Deputy McBarry.